So my daughter is just the sweetest thing on this earth, and she has one of these light up rainbows, and I told her I would put a USB cord on it for her so we can just plug it into the wall because the batteries always die on it. She loves to see it when it's on every night, and these batteries, they just don't last. So yeah, let's go ahead and put a USB cord on the end of this so we can plug it into the wall and she can look at it whenever she wants. We're gonna start by taking these batteries out of here. Okay, so this looks like it should be a pretty quick and easy job. Looks like this is our ground here, ground wire, and then we have a positive over here. We're gonna need to somehow fish the wires in with the switch so we can turn it on and off. But let's see if we can pop this guy off. Okay, so we can get a pair of tweezers. Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. Get a pair of tweezers under this thing and we'll just pop it up. There's no screws in it. We might be able... Okay, so it has a little resistor there too. Maybe that's probably why it's the batteries are dying so fast. Just have an old USB-C cable. It probably works, but it's about to not work, at least for USB-C stuff. Okay, perfect. Now all we need is the red and black wire out of this cable. All right, so I stripped back the end here and it looks like there is no black wire, but it turns out this shielding is actually the ground. And then our 5-volt positive is right here, and that is exactly what we need. Now, I know that this thing runs on 3AA batteries, which equals out to be about 4.5 volts, but LEDs are pretty tolerable even at 5 volts, so an extra half a volt is not going to make a difference, and they probably will even look a little brighter. We got to cut off the green and white wires because we're not going to need those. Those are for data, and we don't have USB data on this particular device. Actually going to add just a little bit of flux to the wire and here, and it's just going to help that solder to flow. We shouldn't have any issues in specific. All right, I did not expect the shielding to go back as far as it did, but it totally did. Go ahead and fill this in with solder. Beautiful. As long as they're separated, they should be fine. I'm actually going to desolder this ground wire. Boom. And we're going to reroute our ground near our positive, and we're going to use a little bit of heat shrink tubing to sort of shield that connection away from the positive once we get it soldered in. All right, let's go ahead and solder our grounds together here. Didn't make a great solder connection. We want to do it better. Okay, yeah, that'll do. All right, now we can go ahead and heat shrink this guy. It's so cool to see heat shrink under the microscope when it shrinks. Couldn't get it in focus, but I got it. All right, now we can connect our positive line. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just remove this connection here because I want to have a very clean connection for our wire on the positive line. All right. Just pry this out of here, and now since there is a place for our wire to go, we can just like butt it right up against this. So before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and float some fresh leaded solder to this connection here. Boom. And we're going to go ahead and just flow this here. Boom shakalaka. All right, perfect. Now that we got that hooked up, we should be good to go. But the first thing we need to do is put this plastic cover back on, to kind of press it into place. I am going to cut a little hole in the side for the USB cord. Oh, that did not work out the way I wanted it to. That completely split. Maybe we can still at least open it up. I mean, I guess that'll work. All right. There we go. Now we have a little spot for our cord to kind of come out. Now we can put this battery shield back on. Should go like this. Hopefully this battery shield will give it some integrity, even though this is a little cracked now. I think it should be fine. You know, as a father, you always want everything to go perfectly, but when it's cheap Chinese crap, sometimes it just doesn't go perfectly. But now is the moment of truth. I'm going to plug in. I don't know which one is on or off, so I'm guessing that's off. We'll go ahead and plug it into our USB power supply here. Oh, and there it is. So we can turn it off and turn it on via USB power. And since, I mean, the cord, we don't really need to do anything more with this cord because, dude, I wish you guys could see it better. Yeah, so it's actually really cool. Yeah, we really don't need to do anything more with this because this thing's gonna just sit on a shelf anyways. Oh, you can see the reflection of my glasses. If you guys like this type of video, you should subscribe.